Ooh, welcome back everybody. It's time to tackle the last and longest level of the game. So, in Click Clock Wood, the first thing we want to do is turn around and hit this switch. While this is happening, I'll explain that this is a unique level in that it's the same level, but in the 4 different seasons. And each section, you have access to different areas. And so we're going to have to go through all 4 of them, starting with Spring. So come across and get the 4 notes, and into the door. And we enter Click Clock Wood proper. So start. You can kill these guys. Again, Rat-a-tat-rap works best on these late game enemies because they take more damage. You can get the Mumbo token if you want, but to do so, you need to activate the gold feathers and jump in the bear traps. Or the Venus flytraps. What we're gonna do is swim around here and talk to Naughty if you want. And we're heading to this little plot of land right here. Again, you can get that Mumbo token as well if you need to. But if you've been following this guide, you have more Mumbo tokens than you need for the entire game at this point. So at this plot, grab these 4 notes, and then at this little hole in the ground, you want to crouch down and turn around, and we're going to poop 5 eggs into it. That creates a flower bud that we will return to in the next season. With that done, you want to climb up this hill here. You don't need a talent shot, but you go faster. And you got a new enemy, which acts exactly like the little worms that hide in the walls. So come get these notes. And before you get to the hole, you want to jump and rat-a-tat-rap so that you can hit them as they come out. This one's the hardest one because you want to just barely jump so that you can get a straight line on them. And then hold forward so that during your attack animation you make it all the way to the other side. If you fall, no big deal, just climb back up. Oh yes, and since there can be a lot of falling involved, I like to... Oops. Kill the birds, but leave the honeycomb if you don't need it. I needed that one, so... So come across. And we're going to ignore Mumbo's hut for right now. And instead continue around to get these notes. And then we're gonna climb up the tree using that ramp, but before that, you want to continue counterclockwise to get the rest of these notes. And then cut back. So, now we can start climbing up. And you want to talon trot up this hill. There's some goodies on this branch, but you don't need any of them. Be careful here because there's 3 birds. And then there's a beehive down here, but there's nothing to do with it yet. So instead, I do the jump out and float in trick to make it to this jump pad. Jump up, do some more platforming to make it to the treehouse. Treehouse is not fully built yet. There's a Mumbo token in there you can get if you need to, but again, you should have enough. Instead, just jump down and carefully make your way across these unfinished ramp. Get rid of this guy and hit the summer switch. Each season will have a switch that unlocks the next season. You can go into this if you want to talk to Nabbit, but we're not going to complete his quest until later. He's currently eating all of his acorns that he should be saving up for the summer. So come this way and make sure we stop here to break open this egg. There's a bandage on the top of it, which in order to get there you have to use this jump pad. So ground pound, and you free Eerie, who immediately falls asleep. Make sure you do everything that I'm doing, even if it looks like there's no point to it, because there's going to be it's going to unlock certain parts of the next seasons. So once you get that Mumbo token, if you must, we can go ahead and jump down, but be careful you don't fall too far or you could seriously injure yourself. So once you land down here, we're going to head back to the main hub and enter the next season. I forgot I haven't killed all the birds yet. Take a left when you exit to make it to summer. I notice it's the same area, but with a different layout, different look to it. And as you saw just there, Eerie needs 5 caterpillars which are hidden about. So first thing we're going to do is cut to the left and watch out for these bees that will home in on you. And deep in the corner here, buried under the grass, is the yellow Jinjo. Then we're going to go straight across and into what is now a dried up lake bed. And now that the lake is dry, you can help Naughty with his rock. So slam into that with your beak. And now you can enter for a Mumbo token, some feathers, but most importantly, 2 notes. You can't walk up that slope just yet, it's too steep. So instead, come out and continue down the bottom of the lake. And at the end here will be a bird and the fall switch. With that done, we need to leave and go all the way back to the entrance. Oh, before that though, almost forgot. There's a caterpillar behind this pillar. You're gonna need 15 of these total, and there's well more than 15 in the whole world, so climb up and out and get the second caterpillar, and then high jump up to these leaves to get these notes and get up to the tree. Oop. As I was trying to do there, you want to come off to the side. Aww. Kill this bird if you can. There we go. And we're gonna go counterclockwise around the tree yet again. You don't need, to grab anything at the ends of these little outshoots. But nearby, where is it? It's past this wall. Past this wall, there's a ledge you can drop down onto for another caterpillar. And then you want to glide across the lake to the flower. To our friend Gobi, who's not very happy to see you because you keep doing this. That grows the flower a little bit more. So with that done, there's a Mumbo token in the corner if you need it. Please avoid the bowl because he can knock you into the riverbed. Well, I like to come there for the free life, because why not? And then we can climb up this ramp. Kill this bird. And continue on our merry way. And then continue around, peck out this guy, and go down this wall for a caterpillar. You need to get 5 before you reach the eagle. We're going to ignore Mumbo's hut again. And we're going to start climbing up the tree. However, this time, instead of going up that steep slope, we want to climb up these leaves that have bloomed. They were only buds back in spring, so it would be very difficult, or no, impossible, because you don't have the jump pad, to climb up. But now, we can climb up and kill him to get a chiggy. Our very first one. You can continue to climb and it makes a shortcut up the tree, but there's some things in between we want to grab first, so return to the beginning. And now climb up the steep incline. Again, you can go out to this first branch for some goodies, but nothing necessary. Kill the trio of birds. Collect the notes, and now we can enter the beehive from this hatch on the top that was not there in the spring. Slam onto that. And walk forward towards this Jiggy to fight the Zubas. Be ready to activate the gold feathers right now. And you get your second Jiggy. Leave the way you came. And continue to climb up the tree. Grab this caterpillar and some notes on the now almost finished treehouse. And slowly enter to notice the floor is missing. There's a Jiggy in the corner that we can get to by coming to the very end of this particular protrusion. And we're going to float over to that extra life. And then you can float over to the Jiggy. Now floating back the way you came is very, very difficult, so don't be afraid if you fall. Like that. If you do, just take the time to climb back up. So we're back, and if you follow my advice and don't collect the honeycombs dropped by the birds unless you need to, then you can collect those on your way back up anytime you fall. So here you can see, by the way, this is the shortcut we skipped from the leaves, and all we missed was a Mumbo token, which we don't need anyway. So climb up the ramp. You can go into Nabbit's house to find that he's eaten all of his acorns and is now extremely fat. You don't need to, though. What you do need to do is Talon trot up this ramp to grab these notes. And then jump down to this platform. To get the caterpillar. And now all we need to do is jump here and attack as we climb. You can get the Mumbo token. Again, all these Mumbo tokens from now on are unnecessary, but they're on the way. And we need to feed the 5 caterpillars to Eerie. He grows a little and then falls back asleep. And with that done, we have finished summer for now. So, jump off the left side of Eerie's nest. And we can leave and go to fall. In fall, we have the same level. And a new quest for Eerie, where he needs 10 caterpillars. Then what you want to do is immediately Talon trot up to the right for a caterpillar. And then into the lake. Now that there's water back, and that the rock is gone, we can swim up the ramp that we could not walk up earlier. Which leads us to the Jiggy that we've been chasing through 3 seasons. Make sure to climb up his shelves here. And then swim out. And continue down the way we were going. And turn left once you get to this area. And be ready to activate our invincibility to grab these notes. Load on over. And be prepared to hit Gobi for the last time. he runs off to the lava world, which, spoiler alert, we do find him there in the next game. So, get those notes in the back and then climb up the hill on the right for another caterpillar. And then climb up the hill on the left for the orange Jinjo. Climb up the hill past the orange Jinjo for another caterpillar. And then we're gonna head inward towards the tree. We want to collect these notes. Get the caterpillar, and we're actually gonna head to Mumbo's hut this time. Grab the galoshes because this floor is full of brambles. Walk up, get rid of the boots, enter, and we have a caterpillar and some notes up at the top of the rafters. Only one of the seasons has Mumbo active, which is actually spring, but we're going to save that for last. In summer he claims it's too hot, in fall he's sweeping up the leaves, and in winter he's gone on vacation. So get the boots, and you can come to this way to get back up to the tree. And now we're gonna go in the other direction. Try very hard if you can to jump and at the last minute hit rat-a-tat-rap. And if you're really lucky, you can go straight across, get the note that's hanging in the air, and kill the enemy, and land on the other ledge all in one fell swoop. If you fall, just climb back up from the ramp at the other end. I don't think there's anything on this wall. So just continue around, getting these notes. Make sure you stop at this wall that's past the lake to get this caterpillar. And don't climb up the tree just yet. There's one more note past here that we have not gotten. But that's all the notes around the tree. So now double back. And now we can... I apologize for the awkward edit here, but due to technical difficulties, I had to get some notes out of order. After you get the note under this arch, before climbing up the tree, come to the end of this wall for 3 notes that you have to use a gold feather to get to. Now for me it's going to be the last 3, which will net me the achievement for getting all of the notes. For you, you will get it in winter when you reach the top of the tree to get the last note. Get that note, climb up the steep hill, and there's a caterpillar on this first branch you can get by jumping around the bear trap. Then you want to climb onto the beehive. There's a caterpillar past the hole. Then you want to jump in for another caterpillar. And some notes. Don't worry about the wasp, he won't hurt you. Jump back out of the beehive, and we have to use this vantage point. See if I can see it. There it is. To jump to the flower where the Jiggy is. You can only reach it from this location. So just carefully jump off the edge of the beehive and get the Jiggy. From here we have to climb all the way back up to the beehive. Back at the beehive, we can walk straight past it now. Jump up. And at the treehouse, there's a Mumbo token. There was a caterpillar down here. And now for a tricky part. You come up to find Nabbit, who needs 6 acorns because he ate all of his during spring and summer, like an idiot. To get the acorns, come up the ramp off to the side here and attack his window. And there's an acorn right dead center. Climb back down. And there's 2 acorns. Oh yeah. Up here. One at the back of this ring. And one in the middle, which causes a tricky jump. So you have to try to jump and then do your double jump near the middle to stabilize. And if you drop right when you get the acorn, you'll land on the platform underneath. If you fall, just work your way back up. If you landed right on the platform, then you can get the acorn, double back, get rid of that guy, and then it's hard to see, you might have seen it on your way up, but there's a very steep platform on the other side that you can talent trot down to the end of for acorn number 5. Talent trot back up and into Nabbit's house, where there is both a caterpillar, some notes, and the last acorn. Give Nabbit the acorns. And he'll reward you with the Jiggy. Then we're going to continue around the tree. And here we can hit the winter switch to open up the last area of the level. And then we want to talk to Eerie again. Carefully walk around his nest to get these notes. And there's another caterpillar if you need it. And after an unnecessarily long animation, he'll grow even more and fall back asleep. And that's everything that needs to be done in the fall. So with that, we can jump back down. And exit to the winter. So in the winter, the good news is the bear traps have all died, so you can easily get their loot. The bad news is there are now snowmen about that we're going to have to deal with. And so our first order of business, same as with all the other seasons, is to head right to the now frozen lake. Feel free to take care of the ice blocks if you like. There's one there and one here. There's the snowman. You can get that Mumbo token also if you so choose. But what we're going for is this hole in the ice. Now this being freezing water, your breath is going to deplete twice as fast, so we need to quickly jump in and swim to Naughty's house. If you're quick, you should have enough to get there. He's very glad he has visitors in the winter. But on his shelf is the second to last extra honeycomb. So collect that, take a deep breath, and be ready to head back to the ice hole. And now we want to backtrack. Remember the tip about using the Talon Trot on snow for traction. And we can high jump up to this pillar for a flight pad, which we're going to use to take care of all these snowmen so that we can explore unabated. Remember to try to line up your shots. Be patient with it. And just slowly come around. I think there's 5 total. It's like 5 or 6. And if you land somewhere, that's fine. Just go back to the flight pad. Alright, and with all of them down, I believe that to be the last one. You want to continue flying until you reach Mumbo's hut. And we're going to land on top for a Jinjo. And then we want to start climbing the tree. Other good news is you don't have to worry about the birds anymore. And now that we don't have to worry about the snowmen, we can climb up here to get these notes. There should be one right here that I think I accidentally got off camera while fighting the snowmen. So with all those, continue climbing. Nothing in the beehive except for a Mumbo token. And these jumps are a little bit harder now with your reduced traction. Which should still be fairly easy. We want to stop at the treehouse that's now fully finished. And we want to jump up to the top and immediately Talon Trot. If you slide, hit the double jump the minute you slide off so that you can get right back on. But up here are 4 notes. Carefully drop back down, and then drop down another level. And then head this way up the ramp. But stop here and jump down to the witch switch underneath. Then you have to jump down and climb back around. So now that you're back here, we can climb up the ramp. Make sure you climb down here for these notes. Before you continue climbing, there is a flight pad up here that we want to use. Because there is a protruding window you might see up on the second floor there above his door. We want to use a dive bomb to break it and then fly into it, which is as tricky as it sounds. We're going to try our best. In here, you want to get on the acorn in the back here. And high jump up to the branch for the last honeycomb and an achievement. As I stated in the previous episode, though, or was it 2 episodes ago, you do not get an extra honeycomb on your maximum life for the last 6. And talk to Eerie one last time. Carefully. Grab the disgusting Jiggy. And for the first time, continue past Eerie. Grab the notes along the way. Take care of this guy. You can get this gold feather if you want. And we want to open up this door. go on in for a lodge with tons of whiplashes. But most importantly, ow, a Jiggy. I think there's also an extra life or two around some of these branches, but nothing important. So that's everything there is to do in winter. There's only a few more things left to do in the entire level, and all of them require the help of Mumbo. I always like to save his stuff for last. And you can only access him in the spring. So drop on down and exit out of here. Enter spring. And I like to at least try to jump up these little leaf buds. Although that proves difficult sometimes. Yeah. So if it does, then just come to this ramp. It's the closest. And I think the birds respawn. Yep. Oh, I guess not. I guess I never killed that one. Anyway, come around to the left, under the ramp, and we're gonna go into Mumbo's hut. You can use the galoshes if you don't want to get hit. You don't necessarily have to, because you can just jump over. But inside here, you can activate our very last transformation. Which is a bee. As a bee, you have endless flight, which we're going to use to do many things. The first of which being access the beehive. This time from the tip. There's a little hole here that we could not enter for being too big. So drop down and enter it, and you'll find the purple Jinjo around here somewhere. There he is. So grab him and leave. And then fly all the way up to the top. If you mash A, you can really jet up here. We're coming around to that same lodge that had all of the whiplashes. We'll get that Jinjo, or that Jiggy in a second. We're currently trying to get past where Eerie was. And up here is the last Jinjo. Which also happens to be the last Jinjo in the entire game. So with that, fly back, and now let's get that Jiggy we passed up. Fly up to the very top and just keep circling around the tree until you find it, and then fly right through it. Notice the Venus flytraps don't attack you when you're a bee. So, with all of the notes and all of the jiggies, we can finally exit this level by jumping straight down. You don't have to worry about fall damage. And we're going to exit the level as a bee. So as a bee, you can fly up. You can get the extra life that's on top of the level if you want. But what you need to do is continually fly up to get the very last jiggy in the entire game. And with that done, we can drop back down and fly into the very last note door. Or the very last progressive note door. Actually, now that I think about it, that's not even true either. Enter and continue walking to have the magic wear off. And we get to the next section of the game, which I will keep a mystery until next time. Until then, stay safe.